Hey, hope you are doing well. In this video, I'm updating one of my old tutorials. We are going to recreate some splashes. We will also take the opportunity to talk about decals. You are going to need two textures for this. You can download them from the description. Feel free to use them for your learning project, but if you want to include them in a real project, please consider purchasing my set pack, Niagara VFX pack, which includes these textures. The link is also in the description. Of course, you are not allowed to share these textures. Alright, let's start by creating the material, m_splash. We are going to set the color directly from the Niagara System. Select Masked Materials and enable Dither Opacity Mask. Now, let's tweak the basic parameters. Specular 0.75, Roughness 0.1. Next, I will select the two textures and drag them into the material editor. Let's add a flattened normal node and pick a value. I'm going to set it to 2 to get something that works well with the lighting. Of course, you could also adjust the normal map directly. Now I'm adding a smooth step node so we can control the erosion of the textures. We need to plug it into opacity mask. Since we want to control the erosion from Niagara, we will use a dynamic material parameter node with two parameters: erosion, smoothness. Let's see how it looks with different values. Erosion 0, smoothness 1, erosion 0, smoothness 0.1. Looks better. Now let's play with the erosion parameter. When we increase the value, the erosion also increases. As you can see, the texture is seamless, so we need to add a sphere mask node to give the splash a defined shape. I will also use the texture to deform the radius. Alright, last step for the materials, let's add the UVs. Using a multiply node, we can scale the texture. I will also add a scale UV by center node so we can dynamically scale the texture and add some movement. Finally, I will add a particle random value node to offset the texture randomly. Okay, the material is ready. Time to move on to Niagara. We will select the minimal template and name it PB Splash. First, let's add a spawn burst and assign the material. Then, add the dynamic material parameters module. We'll initialize the first 4 parameters. For erosions, I will use a curve since it's dynamic. For smoothness, I will just set a float value. For now, I will set both of the last 2 parameters to 1, but we will adjust them later. Next, I will set the lifetime, and let's check the result. Now let's tweak the color, size and rotation. Now let's adjust the texture scale. I will use a float with a curve. As you can see, this changes the texture scale without affecting the sprite scale. I will also add some random parameters to bring in more variations. Now let's add physics. Add velocity, gravity force, drag. Let's use velocity in cone and tweak a few settings. Cone angle, cone axis, speed 100 to 500, Next, let's add the scale sprite size modules and choose non-uniform curve. Finally, the sprite rotation right module. I'm really happy with the result. In the next tutorials, we will add collisions and decals. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon!